Now let's hear from Dan Quinn, the founder of Study Steps Tutoring, a local Rotary project idea in District 7690 in North Carolina, USA. Dan is a seasoned Rotarian, first joining Rotary in 2009 with the Rotary Club of Gate City, where he served as club president in 2015-16. Dan has been a part of growing Rotary and is a charter member of the Downtown Rotary Club of Greensboro, where he currently serves as the president. Giving back is a part of his DNA. A strong believer in the Rotary Foundation, Dan is a Paul Harris Fellow and Society member, a major donor, and a member of Polio Plus Promise. Dan saw the potential to give back even more after combining his board experience with the children of Vietnam and with the potential of Rotary. An idea to raise funds to help a few girls in their education has become a major event in the Greensboro area, with multiple clubs that now come together to raise funds annually to serve children that they may never have the opportunity to meet. This group has raised over $300,000, so you're going to want to listen in. Lives have been changed, friendships have been formed, and this group of Rotarians understand being a part of something bigger than any one of us could give ourselves. You will be inspired as you listen in. Please join me in a Zoom welcome to Dan Quinn.
Good morning. I don't know if I can measure up to that, but thank you. In District 7690, I'm not known as Dan so much as I am Cookie's brother. I've been asked to speak slowly today. As a native Tar Heel, that won't be a problem. I'm happy to be included in this event and even happier to share with you what we've been up to. If I may, I'll share a little backstory as to how I got here. In 2002, my wife Judy and I adopted our third child, Katie 2, from Vietnam's northernmost province in Lang Son. Katie was 5 when she landed with us in the USA. She did not speak a word of English, but that was not much of an impediment to her. Katie was the middle child of 7, and her parents had told her that she was the brightest and the bravest, and she was going to get this opportunity. We felt like this was a nice story for her to hear, but over time, and a dozen trips back to Vietnam to visit her family, this was exactly what they had intended. She is dearly loved on both sides of the world. She was just ready for new opportunities. Katie went on to win a full-ride scholarship at Wake Forest University and is now working on her second master's degree in Scotland. Has a part-time gig working with autistic children as well. She is an accomplished musician, equestrian, hunter, skier, tennis player. She loves her Vietnam village, but needed a bigger palette to paint on. Anyway, Katie learned to speak English in a few weeks and told us that she wanted to help her family in Vietnam. She said they needed a new house. I explained that houses were very expensive, and she said how much, and I confessed that I was not really up on the construction cost of Vietnam. We called our adoption agency, and they told us that Ben Wilson, the founder of Children of Vietnam, lives about 25 miles from us, and he builds houses in Vietnam. We reached out to Ben, and he told us that COV worked in central Vietnam, and Katie's family lived on the border with China, so the construction cost would be much greater there. Ben said it would cost about $3,500. Fast forward a year, Katie has entered the first grade, and she has landed a job modeling for American Girl magazine. I know, ironic. Her first paycheck was $3,500. Katie built her family a new home, and I joined the board of Children of Vietnam. That's how I got here. Children of Vietnam provides a broad range of services to children, having served over 600,000 these last 25 years. I would encourage you to visit them online or reach out to me, as I can talk much longer than you may care to listen about Vietnam and children in Vietnam. I've returned many times to Katie's village with Katie and my wife, Judy. I've also had one of my brothers and one of my sisters join me to meet Katie's family. Also to visit our girls and the programs that Rotary has helped to sponsor. Today, I would specifically like to share with Rotary what Rotary began as what we called the Hui Kui Girls, and now we call the Study Steps program. In 2013, the Gate City Club of Greensboro wrote a $3,500 district grant for Children of Vietnam. This grant was to provide 1 year of support for 25 disadvantaged girls in a village outside of Da Nang. These girls were considered at risk in our world, where lack of means and education places them in harm's way and darkens their futures. Our COB staff identified candidates for the program and then met with the school staff, the parents, and the girls. We did this to have buy-in and sweat equity from all parties to keep them in school. We wanted bang for our buck and long-term success. This is at times a significant sacrifice for the families as the girls are so needed at home. The grant funded their uniforms, tutoring, extracurricular educational opportunities, bikes, desks, anything they needed to be successful students, as well as an occasional trip to the famous fried chicken. The Gates Foundation tells us that for each year a girl stays in school, her eventual income will rise by 10 to 20%. So we needed to find a way to stretch this grant. We decided on a barbecue fundraiser competition we call Pig Stock. Clubs in the district compete for ribbons, trophies, and bragging rights, and our guests walk from tent to tent, eating and enjoying beverages and great bluegrass music. Our first event hosted about 90 people, and we raised $10,000. Matching these funds with a district grant provided funds to get the girls all the way through high school. So if we could get them that far, why not another Pig Stock? After the second year, we realized we could fund these girls all the way through college if we could just keep cooking. This last year, we had 1,400 attend the event, and our goal this year is to have 20 teams or 20 club teams competing and 2,000 guests. So that's how we're funding the program. Very sustainable, but as in all things fundraisery, it's the sponsorships that really make the difference. When I'm seeing these pictures of these girls now, it just makes me happy. When I first met these girls 11 years ago, they were in the 6th grade. I asked them what they would like to be when they grow up. Not a peep. Not one had any idea she could be anything. By the time they were in high school, they could not wait to tell me they wanted to be teachers and engineers and artists and lawyers. And their success is so tied. It's tied to the dedication of the Children of Vietnam staff. And it was so much more than financial. The staff did regular age-appropriate life skills training with the girls. They visited in their homes and literally wrapped their arms around them. But it would not have happened without Rotary. I promise you, not one of these girls would have ever seen or considered college if not for Rotary. So why young ladies in Vietnam? Vietnam boys are still the priority in the family hierarchy, and we see girls begin to drop out of school around the 6th grade. They're needed at home to take care of siblings and help with the family garden, while parents farm or seek day labor. The real problem arises a few years later when they're 16 or 18 years old and they don't have education. This is when trafficking comes into play. Therefore, our program begins in the 6th grade. The program is now expanded beyond Rotary. We, Rotarians, have started our second group of 25 girls, and the older girls have begun to mentor the younger. I had told the first group 11 years ago that I expected them to pay it forward, and they are. In addition, the program has been copied and funded by non-Rotary groups, businesses, and individuals, so we have 75 girls enrolled in addition to our 50 girls. Last week at our district conference, I heard the phrase R&D, that we should rip off and duplicate successful programs. It's great fun and rewarding to see others ripping us off. Anyway, we could see this and we could predict the success. We had everything in place to make it work. What we did not see was the service it would do for our clubs. This has become the biggest event in our district. Clubs use it to recruit and plug in new members as well as engage seasoned members. I know of one longtime Rotarian that has never taken a leadership role in his club. He took on the job of his club's cook team captain, and in 3 years, he was president of his club. It's hard to explain the lengths that a Rotarian will go to win a ribbon. Businesses are calling us now to donate, as is the local media. No one leaves this event without asking if they can be a part of it next year. This is the face of Rotary in our district. So if I've not burned too much of my time, I would love to show a video of Tao. She's one of our first cohort, and she will be here in August if we can get the U.S. consulate in Hanoi to start approving visas again. Tao will be visiting clubs 2 to 3 times a day, saying thank you and telling her story. I don't want to steal any of her thunder, so if we can please show the video of Tao, and I've got a few more things to say when we wrap that up.
Hello everyone, my name is Mehta. I was born and raised in Williamson district, Đà Nẵng City. Previously, my family has four people: my father, my mother, my younger sister, and me. My family was very peaceful and happy until an event. My father became seriously ill and died. At this time, I was only in the third grade. My sister was just in the first grade. All the burden was on my mother's shoulders. My mother had to do a lot of different things to take care of us. This may be the most difficult time for my family. It was until I was in sixth grade that changed my whole life. Lastly, I'm lucky to participate in the Study Step Scholarship program founded by Children of Vietnam for 25 disadvantaged girls in Hawaii. And now follow me in my footsteps and see how I changed.
Entering the sixth grade, fortunately, I have received support from Children of Vietnam, both physically and mentally. Their tuition, extra school fees, and annual meeting. Every summer, we take skill class and go to fun villages like park and supermarkets. I still remember at the time I didn't know what a movie theater was, and I never saw a movie. I never ate the famous fried chicken, and when I joined the Children of Vietnam with my good friends, I see how meaningful this life is. Thanks to Children of Vietnam and you, my first native first have been amazing.
Next, this is my image in my high school years. I changed a lot during this time. Although we study in different schools, we are still supported with my monthly tuition, living expense, more and more skill classes to help us improve ourselves. Thanks to the help of sponsors, Rotary Clubs, and the Children of Vietnam, it seems that my life has completely turned a new page. I have achieved significant achievement as an excellent student for 12 years, continually winning high scores in math, physics, and chemistry subjects. Besides, thanks to participating in communication and presentation skill classes, I have found a new ability of myself that is presented. As a result, I constantly won high praise in the presentation competition about history, science, and technology, and a lot of other topics. I am truly grateful for the generosity and help of sponsor Children of Vietnam and my family. It's you who have empowered and motivated me to overcome my destiny and move on this journey.
Currently, I am a third-year student at the Da Nang University of Economics. The major that I will choose is business administration. Besides studying, I am also an active delegation officer. I often organize programs for students such as workshops, summer camps, or team building. More than anyone else, I understand and sympathize with the unhappy parts of my life. I am truly grateful and have learned so much from you, and further feel like to live my life. I constantly try to reach my dreams. I always want to give a little bit of energy to help in difficult situations like mine. So I choose to study and try to learn a lot so that later I could come back here with a new role. I hope so. Finally, I want to say a sincere thank you. Thank you to friends who have always been there for me. Thank you to my father, my mother for giving birth to me, and especially thank the sponsors, thank Rotary Club and Children of Vietnam. Hopefully, I see my sponsor again soon when I come to America. Goodbye and see you soon.